In Paris this morning, Tour de France officials revealed next year's route for the world's most famous cycling race. Meanwhile, Lance Armstrong says he, quote, left it all on the table in his interview with Oprah Winfrey that airs tonight. Before his downfall, Armstrong earned millions of dollars a year from endorsements. As Jeff Glor reports, all that money is now in jeopardy. Jeff, good morning.
Charlie, good morning to you. The news isn't getting any better for Lance Armstrong this morning. We are told the International Olympic Committee has stripped his bronze medal from the 2000 Olympics. He's already lost his 7 Tour de France titles. When he was winning all that, companies threw big endorsement deals at him, not only because of his triumphs against cancer and in cycling, but also because he positioned himself as being above the widespread doping.
The critics say I'm arrogant.
$17 to $20 million a year from Nike.
A doper.
$2 to $3 million from Anheuser-Busch.
Michelob Ultra.
You wake up the next day and like, wow, did that really happen?
Another $2 to $3 million from Oakley.
Yeah, it really happened.
Lance Armstrong has likely made more than $100 million in endorsement deals throughout his career, according to Burns Entertainment and Sports Marketing. Now his brand looks a lot different.
He's really had a heavy hand in really trying to essentially crush people that have gotten in his way. So I think that scares people probably as much, if not more, than the doping issues.
All of Armstrong's major sponsors abandoned him in the fall. The chances of getting new ones? Brian Socolow specializes in endorsement contracts.
I can't think of any company right now that would want to align with Lance Armstrong. I think his brand is ruined, at least for the short term.
And Armstrong's former sponsors are likely looking into clawbacks, getting some of their endorsement money back because of the admission.
That's really admitting that he engaged in fraud with respect to all of these contracts and these companies. He's made it easy for them to go after him and pursue a fraud claim.
Which makes it even harder for Armstrong to earn money from speaking fees, event appearances, or triathlons moving forward.
When you talk about the general opportunities there, I would argue that they've pretty much dried up to almost nothing.
I think this is so interesting because it gets to the heart of the financial interest behind Lance Armstrong making this confession. He does also want to compete, as you pointed out, in these triathlons. But do you think really people are going to want to pay him an appearance fee?
Well, we'll have to see. Look at there's a large capacity to forgive, I think, sometimes in American life, right? And so if Lance Armstrong wants to come back, what he has to do is do it as a clean athlete competing in these triathlons.
Sure. Yep.
To do that, he has to be sanctioned to compete in these triathlons, make $50,000, $100,000 a year to show up. It's not the same sort of mega endorsements we're talking about before, but there is potentially a path he believes.
Yeah, and I've heard so many people say what he's done for cancer, as bad as what he did, far outweighs that. So we will see. This interview tonight will be very interesting.
That's a very good point.
And this story will live for a while because of all the lawsuits and everything else.
And from what we hear tonight, I think, more details, yeah.
I have a feeling we'll be talking about that tomorrow.
You think?
Thank you, Jeff Glor. I think.
All right, guys.